In most of my videos, I talk about either video games or abstract concepts. But in this video, I want to really get real with you guys and use my platform to stand up for a marginalized group that has been continually oppressed throughout history, and even to this day is plagued by stigma and barbaric laws that sometimes even suppress their inner identities, with harsh and sometimes deadly penalties. Because I know that this group is considered taboo even among my fellow social justice warriors, I will wait until the end of this video to tell you who they are, but for now I will refer to them as VIPs. Despite what religious fundamentalists will tell you, VIPs have actually existed for all of human history, and unfortunately, they have faced bigotry and systemic oppression since that time. Even the earliest human law codes contain harsh laws against VIPs, with both the Bible and the Code of Hammurabi instituting the death penalty for this group. It was under such ancient patriarchal and strictly religious political structures that VIPs faced the most fierce persecution, with certain death most often being the reaction of ancient bigoted societies to the expression of their true inner selves. But while we modern people consider ourselves enlightened and have seen rights increased for many formerly oppressed groups, we have seen very little done to defend VIPs. And possibly the most horrifying element of this is that VIPs are especially prevalent among persons of color. For instance, despite being only about 15% of the population, Black Americans account for nearly 60% of the VIP community, meaning that the oppression of VIPs is a hidden way that our justice system continues to systematically oppress blacks. In fact, nearly every inner-city community has underground societies of VIPs that are continually infiltrated and harassed by police. And the horrifying reality is that our laws have not moved very far past the barbarism of ancient societies, with the death penalty for VIPs still being in place in a shocking 27 states in the US. So who is this oppressed class who simply want the right to be their true selves? Who are the VIPs? You may know them by the bigoted terms of murderer, assailant, or terrorist, but their real name is violence-inclined person. Violence-inclined persons cannot help their desires. They were simply born that way. Science has proven that certain people are predisposed to violent behavior, and it is only the ideals of white colonizers that has made the expression of their psychological selves taboo. Since the beginning of time, certain persons have had an inner desire to physically harm, maim, or even end the life of those they have conflicts with, or whose possession they desire. But who is to say what is right for them? Your truth is not their truth. Oppression of violence-inclined persons is simply the leftover results of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant morality, imposed on us by the Puritans at our nation's founding. It is time that we move into the 21st century. It is time that we have equal rights for all. We have found a loophole for those with an innocent desire for blood in the legalization of abortion, but even that has been threatened by the white nationalist Clarence Thomas in the overturning of Roe v. Wade. If we are truly to have equal justice for all in this land, we must acknowledge all identities. We must add blood red to the trans flag, so that VIPs can have the support they need. If the LGBTQ+ movement refuses, then they are just like evil TERFs such as J.K. Rowling, who only want their own personal degenerate behavior to be advocated for. If all inner desires for degeneracy are to be tolerated, then it must mean all. Until then, America will continue to have blood on their hands. If all lives matter, then this must mean that violent lives matter. Violence is not a choice, but an identity. The time for justice is now. Thank you. Goodbye.